It's the E.A.R. Chronicles. It's the E.A.R. Chronicles. I'm talking TV. I'm talking movies. I'm talking anime, cartoons, sci-fi, and fantasy. It's the E.A.R. Chronicles. It's the E.A.R. Chronicles.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the E.A.R Chronicles. It's your host, Eric, and this episode is, of course, about X-Men97. We're still in our X-Chat series, and we're going to be diving in to episode 8, Tolerance is Extinction, part 1. And y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I am in Oklahoma. And right now, we have like a crazy, severe tornado watch warning situation going on. And I don't know if you're going to be able to hear the thunder and the rain and the wind that's howling. Where is the mistress of the elements? Storm, we need you here, sis. We need you here because you clearly missing from the show. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Clearly missing from the show. But yeah, so I'm going to try to get through this as quickly and concise as possible. But still, still have my natural charm and entertainment factor. So please excuse if you hear the weather going raging, okay? But yeah, we're gonna just jump right into it. So episode 8, again, like I mentioned, Storm went in the intro. We were looking for her in the intro. Why she wasn't in the intro, I knew immediately meant she wasn't coming back. But anyway, we start off with Cyclops and Jean in the mansion. She's talking to Scott about Cable, because clearly Cable ain't trying to speak to him. He leave the room every time Scott walk in, he walk out and giving him silent treatment. And so Scott's worried about being a good father. And he's like, I don't know, Gene. I'm just a little concerned. I wish the professor could have taught me and do like how he did me. And some of the X fans, and especially the comic book people, are like, Xavier? Charles? A good father? Since when? Oh, man. Because he really ain't. But to Scott, I guess he was. But anyways, then we find out. Well, because I know a lot of people, they were wondering, like, in the old, in the X-Men animated series back in the 90s, Cable and Bishop act like they didn't know each other. They was fighting each other. How is that possible if Bishop took him as he was a baby? Well, come to find out, Cable spilled the tea. And he let us know that they got separated in the time stream. And so Cable got sent to the future as a baby and grew up all alone. Ooh, I know that was tough for Scott to digest. Like, because he even said it like, dang, we gave him up to have a better life, and it ended up worse. Like, how could I do that as a dad? And it's unfortunate. Bless Cable's little heart. Had to grow up all alone without his mom and daddy. But you know what? He never forgot his mother. I guess he didn't forget Scott either, but he remembered his mother. He made sure to see her before she went on to glory, unfortunately. So he remembered those lullabies she was singing to him. Bless his heart. Then we get down to the meat and potatoes of what's going on, like Bastion. So we figured out. Everybody know what's Bastion, right? Cable giving us the rundown on Bastion, who Bastion is. And basically he tells that Bastion created these Prime Sentinels using that same techno-organic virus that Sinister used and put on him. Ain't that about something? And so they like, wait, so he's creating this new breed, hybrid kind of creature that can reproduce, and it go deep. It go deep. Bastion ain't playing. He ain't playing with these people. And so Cable also reveals that this evolutionary war lasted for 300 years, and here go more. Whoa, great. Another, ending that Wolverine is the last one alive. Another timeline where he's the last one alive. And Cable's like, actually, no. It was a utopia. One built on the backs of mutants, meaning they was the slaves. The Sentinels advanced so much, they saved humanity, brought peace to humanity, but the mutants was the slaves. Mm, mm, mm. And in this, we get some cameos. We see Lorna or Polaris, as we know her as. Then we see Rachel Summers in the future working for the Sentinels, the Prime Sentinels in this brand new utopia that they created. And it sucks because it's like, dang, Xavier's dream came true just at the expense of the mutants. And so that's what we're trying to stop. And so Wolverine is pissed. He like, why you didn't stop Genosha then? If you knew that Genosha caused it, why you didn't stop it? And here comes Cyclops. Chill. Like, back up off my son. And here go Wolverine. Daddy's home. And Cable was like, I did several times. So much so that I basically had to stop. Because every time I came, I get pulled out of the time stream. And Beast mentions that the mystics from Carmitage, y'all hear that? Carmitage? And that's related to who? Doctor Strange. Wong. Carmitage. We getting that MCU overlap. Come on, somebody. And he tells them that they talk about fixed points, and they taught him about fixed points, and meaning that Genosha, no matter what Cable did, no matter how many times he came back, Genosha was going to happen. It was meant to happen. It's a fixed point, cannot be changed. And so they digest that. And so they then were like, okay, we need to figure out what we're gonna do about this because we can't let this happen. And then the Bastion's messy behind really his just overall plan. He's been working on forever. Releases the footage from Xavier up there with the Shi'ar on the news. Xavier got exposed of being alive, y'all. It's like TMZ. They exposing Xavier. They got the whole intergalactic transmission, and the world is pissed. They're like, the mutants that lied, the X-Men lied about their mentor just so they could garner sympathy from the people. And now he up there with the aliens. What does this mean? They can't be trusted. So all the fear is at an all-time high once again. Genosha be dang, nobody care about that no more. We want to know why y'all lied. And so in the midst of that, also, Gyrick is dead, found dead in Mexico. So they released it too. They like, they connecting dots. What the X-Men, the mutants got up they sleeve, they planning something against us. We gotta be on alert. Whew, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for the people, for the mutant people. Um, and so then we get to Roberto and Jubilee. They go shopping because Jubilee don't like what his mama's saying and how she blaming the X-Men for not doing nothing. So that's why she having her little charity gala. And Jubilee like, I ain't about to stand for this. You got a trust fund. Let's go shopping. So they go shopping. And Lord, we know anytime Jubilee goes shopping, it don't turn out good. And it don't. We'll get to that. But in the midst of this, Rogue is in a coma. So the Trask Prime Sentinel done knocked her lights clean out. And she ain't waking up. Jean's trying to help her psychically. And in the midst of this, sorry, y'all, something is in my eye. So if you see me scratching in my eyes, I can't get none out of it. Sorry about that. So Kurt and Jean, they have a moment, and she's, concerned about her memory. She's like, I should have connected more with Madeline. That's my sister. We have a psychic link. And I should have reached out to more. The memories she have are mine. I felt Nathan crying, but it's not my baby. But I felt him. And Kurt was pretty much basically telling her, memories are merely dim images echoing with emotions. Come on, Kurt. Bishop Kurt gonna always have a word for the people. Stand up, somebody. Can he get an amen? And she's like, I don't know, but he's not my blood. And he was like, does it matter if you heard him cry for real? You felt it, right? And blood is just blood. Family is chosen. And I thought that was just a beautiful, beautiful connection. Because a lot of times people get hung up on, oh, that's not my blood, or that's my blood. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But blood doesn't necessarily make one family. You choose your family, as he was trying to explain to her. And this gave me vibe. I don't really use very vibes. Sorry, I don't. It was reminiscent for me of the show Fosters. And the theme song, love the theme song. And it goes a little like, it's not where you come from, it's where you belong. And I love that little song. I love it because it's really like Nothing changes that. You know what I'm saying? Your family doesn't have to be the one that birthed you, the one that you share DNA with. It's about who loves you and who you love that makes family. Okay. So beautiful, beautiful, touching moment right there. Then after all this, we get the Summers. Cable, Jean, Cyclops. They go investigate the facility. They were able to find the facility. Cable knew where it was. He ready to go get revenge for his mom. Okay. And so they go check out the facility, or facility rather, because they don't really know what they about to pop up to. So they go check that out, thinking they about to find Bastion. Then they give us over to Dr. Cooper, who's alive. I was side-eyeing Dr. Cooper, been side-eyeing her for a minute, but she showed with a little broken arm in a cast or whatever, so we know she survived Genosha, and she's working with Sinister and Bastion, like, of course, and then she's kinda, upset because she was like, "It wasn't supposed to happen like that. You shouldn't have did that. You shoulda let me know that this was going girl, you shoulda known you was signing up with a man named Sinister and this robot from the future, half android, human person from the future. You shoulda known it was gonna be some mess, but I digress." And then she go to Magneto because he's tied up. Y'all, they got him splayed out like he on the cross in just his underwear. And the Twitter, the social media was going wild, like Magneto body splayed before the people in just his underwear. So they got people in a little tizzy. And so she's like begging, please, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Curse me out. Call me a name. Just talk to me, please. Girl, he don't want to hear you. He ain't got nothing to say. Leave him alone. And then we get back to the mansion. TT back. Trish Tilby, she back. She trying to talk to Bees, trying to make amends. Girl, we ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say. So she back. Then they move us back to the Summers. And they find out that this is not a facility, but this is Bastion's childhood home and his neighborhood. And Jean uses her psychic ability, psychometry, to gather his story, his life story. Like she see how he's played a little bicycle, ride a little bicycle, whatever, little wheel that she saw. She's looking at his pictures and getting his story from all of this using her powers. And she realized that he was this child who had the ability to hear machines, but his dad was infected with this thing from the future. Nimrod is which we find out, who then met his mom. They had a baby, so he's a product of Nimrod, who came from Master Mold, from the future. This. So he's past, present, and future at the same time, and that's who he is, right? So they find that out. Then here comes Dr. Cooper confronting Bastion about Genosha once again, and so she's just not happy about it. And we see Dr. Doom, Zemo, and this other lady. I can't remember. Everybody said her name in the comments on Twitter. I forgot her name, but they're all in collusion with Sinister and Bastion. But I love how Dr. Doom was like, "Listen, don't get it twisted. Yeah, just because we working together, don't mean we're indifferent to you and your flagrant war crimes, Bastion." He like, yeah, I'll let y'all know. I'll send out a memo next time, about what I'm gonna be doing. And so then he takes Dr. Cooper down to the little sub basement area where he explains OZT, Operation Zero Tolerance. And it's pretty much him gathering these people from all types of chat rooms, pretty much those who are secretly hating the mutants that they get in sympathy and all that stuff like that. And he's gathering all of these people and injecting them, getting them to take the virus to become Prime Sentinels unknowingly because he left that part out. They just think that they doing something for the greater good of humanity. And pretty much Bastion explains like, if we don't do nothing now, the mutants are gonna run away with everything. We're gonna be extinct. Like, why do they need to hire a foreman when they can hire a mutant with the strength of 10 men, or a taxi when there's a teleporter available? And so this program is to make sure that humans stay relevant and the humans don't take us over. And as we go back to the Summers family, I forgot to mention, Bastion mama was sitting up in that house and she like, "Oh, my son told you you were gonna come, but let me go pack up my stuff." So she get up to the room. She starts first of all, she asked Cable to come help her. I wouldn't have picked her up, helped her do nothing, Granny. I'm sorry, you're creepy sitting up in this dark house by yourself in the first place. So no, I can't help you up. But she come in the room, was like, here's his picture. He drew it when he was 16. He calls it the end or the whatever he called it, whatever she called it. And it's pretty much Sentinels ruling the world. And then she starts exorcism, twisting and contorting. And then she transforms into a Prime Sentinel, which then pretty much activates all the Sentinels across the world. I don't know if she was the main signal or not, but they all start activating, right? When they start activated, the whole town, his whole hometown, were made into Prime Sentinels. Jubilee and Roberto, they out at the mall. His butler, turns into a Sentinel. Trish Tilby back at the mansion turns into a Sentinel. And literally everybody start fighting, everybody running, fighting. It's all over the place. And as they're fighting, so we got the Summers out here fighting, right? They fighting the Sentinel, they running from them. And it was kind of a little cool scene to see them in a little car or whatever, trying to, get away. But before then, let me back up because as they came online, the ones that mentioned, Trish, like I said, she knock out Beast. And then Wolverine and her get the fighting and tussling. They go in the air. Wolverine get to come down, clawing. There's like a little claw tornado, slicing up Sentinels left and right. Then him and Nightcrawler get back to back, and they start going ham, trying to protect Rogue. They going da, 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 slice, 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 kick, tap, tap, boom. Oh, Morph got knocked out. He turned to Juggernaut and got knocked out, by the way. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, Wolverine and Nightcrawler, they going ham because he got these swords. Wolverine got his claws, and they slicing and cutting and dicing. And then at the last one, Wolverine gets in the Sentinel, gets pulled into one of Nightcrawler's bamfs. So we get a bird's eye, first person view of what it's like to go through a teleportation moment with Kurt. And so they fighting, and then more show up at the mansion. It's like, ain't no way in the world y'all two can handle all these things. Y'all just can't. They worn out. They breathing heavy, clothes ripped and torn. I don't know how they fixed it. And I'm like, bro, wake up, sis. And she just sleep, like Sleeping Beauty. Can't hear nothing, ain't waking up for nothing. And then, like I said, the car scene with the Summers, well, they were in the jet. They get taken out the jet, and then they leave into this little blue Porsche that he got, and they blocked off they path. The Sentinels are blocking off their path, right? And then they go inside the mountain. They trying to lock them in the mountain. So Cable like, I learned one thing: you can't go backwards. You got to go forward. Jean takes over the car telekinetically. Cyclops starts blasting the path through the mountain. Cable clap, 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 knocking them back. They bust through the side of the mountain. Jean covers them in a psychic bubble, and they land safely on the ground, covered in Jean's protective shield. And they just kind of waiting. It's kind of like they sitting ducks too. Jubilee, hey Roberto, Sunspot, he uses his powers. He's ignited. Again, Jubilee and the mall don't go together. Sentinel's always gonna come and find her behind. So they running. She mad because everybody can fly but her. Roberto saves her when she jumps off the cliff. And then he crashes into his mama's gala after flying from the Sentinels. And he's like, they trying to kill me, mama. They trying to kill me. They trying to kill me. She's like, who trying to kill? What's going on? What's going to go? And the Sentinel's like, no, we ain't trying to kill you. We trying to save you. So all the people mad at the party, like, oh, well, they not mad. They just, oh, her son's a mutant. Her son's a mutant. And he's like, mom, help me. And she was like, do what the man say, Roberto. Go with them. His mama, his own mother, flesh and blood. See, that's why blood don't mean nothing. Sometimes his own mama turned him and Jubilee over to the Sentinels and got them collared and escorted out the building, y'all. Tragic. And in that moment, after that happens, Dr. Cooper, we find out that Dr. Cooper released Magneto. Sentinels are. Bastion is pissed, but he like, oh well, because Sinister is pissed. He's the one who pissed. And so he teleports, gets her, and he like, it's futile. You releasing him. I should have known. We knew, that it was inevitable that you was gonna do something stupid like that anyway. You releasing the dog. And she pretty much was like, you know what? I don't really care. So she gave him a speech. She was like, you know what? Thing about shit didn't even surprise us. It didn't surprise anybody, really. But one thing I did know is that, Magneto knew us. the humans better than Charles ever did. He knew we couldn't be trusted. He knew that this day was going to come. And at the end of the day, Magneto was right. Drops mic. Magneto flew himself to the North Pole. And he was like, enough. And he channels his powers and lets off a global scale EMP shockwave that shuts down all the Prime Sentinels at once. And in the midst of him shutting the Sentinels down, we see cameos from Spider-Man, we see the Silver Samurai, we see Omega Red, and we also realized in him doing this global scale EMP bomb shockwave, it also shut down hospitals, trains, planes, everything else electromagnetic, meaning a lot of humans died as well, y'all, and mutants possibly too. Well, we know they did because they were in these vehicles in different modes of transportation or using facilities that required them to electricity, right? And Wolverine pretty much states it. Magneto finally did it. Declared war. And he's like, where's the professor when you need him? And lo and behold, boom. Professor crashes in on his little ship. And he's like, I hope I'm not too late. Charles, get it to come on. You should know. You a psychic. And so you are too late. You are too late. But you here now. So let's get to work. And so he's like, all right, to me, my X-Men. And he contacts the X-Men psychically. We see Beast, we see Storm. Hey, she coming, y'all. She coming. Jean, Cyclops, and whatnot. And that was the episode. I told you I was gonna get us through. Look, I told you I was gonna get us in and out of here today because the storms are raging. Okay, outside. But this episode, y'all, without trying to be hasty and wrap us up too quickly, this was an excellent episode. Part 1 was everything. Definitely would have liked to see Storm, but we know she's coming and she better do her thug dizzle in these next 2 episodes. But I will also say one thing about X-Men97 is a character is gonna say enough and they're gonna unleash massive, this impressive display of power. Because when Magneto said enough, he shut down the world. If we think back to episode 3, Fire Made Flesh, when Jean was in her little hospital gown and Madeline had sent the X-Men pretty much to hell, she enough, and she dispels the whole illusion that Madeline did, and brings the X-Men back to the mansion and undoes everything that Madeline I don't want why I want to call this one Madison undoes everything. So I thought that was pretty neat that they keep having that happen to say enough and then this impressive display of power. But overall, I'm rating this episode a 9.5. Excellent. The details, the connection back to the old series, because we find out that we actually saw Bastion's parents in One Man's Worth. They were at that bar. Y'all remember when Wolverine and Storm and all of them was at that bar? And they got into a fight that was with Bastion's parents. His parents were in that bar, and that's who they got into it with. So that was a nice callback to the old series, the connection to the original animated series in the 90s. So job well done to the team, the writers, the ones who did the animators who did the fight scenes and all, just spectacular. And super excited for part 2 and part 3. And I can't wait to cover and recap those as well. But I won't hold y'all long because I need to get out of here before something shut down. Okay. And the power go out or something. But thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the E.A.R Chronicles. Make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you share. And also make sure you follow me on Instagram at the E.A.R Chronicles and on Twitter at E.A.R Chronicles. And I would greatly appreciate it. Please put in the comments if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you got to say, because this is a place where I give my thoughts and my opinions on TV shows and movies that I like. And until next time, oh, before I leave, Doctor Who is coming out, y'all. If you watch Doctor Who, I'm going to cover Doctor Who. I'm gonna attempt to, if it's good. I'm gonna attempt to. I'm gonna watch the first episode or 2, and I'm gonna be back if I like it. I'm also going to watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes with one of my best friends. So I'm going to recap that, review that as well. And there's some other shows that may be coming out. Oh, Blood of Zeus. Blood of Zeus is coming back out on the 10th as well, and I am going to be covering that too, y'all. So I got some things coming up. Like, yes, I love X-Men, the X-Track series. I'm super excited to be doing this, and I'm glad to continue to do this and give X-Men content. But like I told you, there are other shows and movies that I want to talk about that fall under that cartoon, anime, sci-fi, and fantasy umbrella, and that's what we're going to do here. And without further ado, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. The E.A.R Chronicles. Make sure you come back and stay for another recap from me, your host, Eric. Until next time, y'all, I'm out.